Hi, and welcome to my stamp studio. This is our Tags of Thanks class in our March Madness Trifecta classes. I am going to be flipping down my camera in just a moment to share your class with you. Now, I am still going to offer this class through March 18th. So if you want to register for this class, please let me know. You will have to actually submit a form. Because the class includes the stamp set, I can't just put the registration on social media. So what I'll have to have you do is, if you're watching Facebook, go ahead and private message me that you want the link for the registration. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, I will have a link in the description to sign up for my online exclusive class form. You just click that link, fill out that information, and then I will send you the registration information for these 3 classes, and you can choose whichever one you want. Each of these 3 classes do include the stamp set. So we have our Tags of Thanks, our Resourceful Rusty, and You Are Remarkable. So all 3 of them will be today, and you'll be able to check them out. And like I said, if you want to sign up for this class, I will be offering it until March 18th. So give me a moment. I'm going to flip down my camera and we are going to start. All right, so here we go. It is our Tag of Thanks class. This is, you do get a tutorial emailed to you directly when you register for the class. In addition to your kit, your kit will include the Tags of Thanks stamp set and all the pre-cut supplies that you need to complete 5 projects. So let me go ahead and show you what's in your kit. Now, my kit's open here. Yours won't have the paper sticking out, and you'll have a nice little label with the video links, so you can go back again and again and watch it as many times as you like. So you will get the Tag of Thanks photopolymer set in your class. Wow, it hardly looks like I even used mine, but I have been using mine. Okay, and then in your kit, you slide this out here. You're going to have your 1 yard of the white ribbon. You have an extra piece of designer series paper I put in there because it was part of this designer series paper. So just a little extra something for you. You will need a Shy Shamrock stamp pad, and you will need some dimensionals. I am also going to be using in today's class the punches that coordinate with this Tags of Thanks. Actually, they don't really coordinate. They go with anything. But there are 3 little punches, and it's the whole punch assortment. So there's an 1/8 inch punch, a slot, and like a little tab. I'll be using those in a couple of the cards. If you don't have these, you can order those, or you can actually just go ahead and use whatever hole punch you have. Each of your kits are numbered in the bottom right-hand corner. There's 1 through 5 on there, and that way you know which card will coordinate with which item in the tutorial. So it'll say card 1, and you just grab your envelope 1. So everything that you need is in here. So let's get started on our first card. And these are the supplies for our first card. And let me go ahead and show you. So these are quick and easy cards. I did not include the neutral matte dots in this because you're getting the stamp set. So to keep the cost down, I offered that as an add-on, and you can use whatever embellishment you have. Okay, so these are the neutral matte dots, and they're available in my online store. Okay, there you go. All right, so everything has been cut to size for you. All of your measurements, your supplies, your instructions are all in your color PDF tutorial. So I'm just going to be assembling my card and just talking about it as we go. So you have a countryside label. That die has already been done for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But I do have the measurements of the piece of cardstock that you need if you need to cut one. All right, then you have a piece of 4x6 of the designer series paper that was included with this kit. You're going to need to trim this down to be 5 1/4 by 4. So just trim that piece down. All right, so we have this piece down. Move this trimmer off to the side. You have a piece of basic white that is for the inside of your card and your Shy Shamrock card base. So we're going to go ahead and fold that over. And I'm just going to bring in my bone folder really quick and give it a quick little press to really flatten that fold. We're going to go ahead and bring in our adhesive and go ahead and put this onto our card base. All right. Now also in your envelope, you have a Shy Shamrock Countryside. Shy Shamrock Countryside die cut already done for you. I'm going to be adhering these two pieces together. That way I can punch it. But before I actually adhere this together, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. So I'm going to grab the sentiment that says, you made my whole day. So let's grab that one. And I'm just going to find it on my thing here. Here we go. I'm going to grab a block. Oh, I don't have that block. Now, if you're wondering why I put my stamp at an angle, I just find I stamp straight if I do that. Otherwise, I try to line my block with my paper, and yeah. All right, so you made my whole day. Go ahead and just, I'm not going to go all the way to each end. I'm just going right in the middle there. Put this right on here. I'm going to take my little slot punch here. And I'm just going to slide it in where this, so if you can see that right here, where that kind of edge is, that ridge is in my label there. I'm going to do that on both sides here. That way I kind of am centered. All right, I'm going to grab out that ribbon. Now you have a yard of ribbon. So I'm going to show you a couple little quick things that you can do if you don't have a lot of ribbon. I just want to give you a little sample with this because I felt like the card needed some ribbon. All right, so I'm just sliding that through. I'm just threading that through just like that. I'm going to go ahead and come in with my scissors, and I'm just going to trim those down. Like that. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. Now I have a large sheet of dimensionals off to my side here that I'm going to use. All right, so maybe I'm not going to use the large ones. Let's see. All right, here we go. And when I put this on, I'm going to make sure that I capture part of my ribbon. All right, and then I'll go ahead and, as long as I have it caught on one part, this should be good. If you're worried about it, go ahead and just put another one down. All right. Peel off those backings. And you can put it on your card straight or at an angle. In my tutorial, I have it at an angle, but here I'll do it straight just so you can see the difference. Totally up to you. And now I'm going to come in with my natural dots here, and I'm going to bring in my take a pick tool. And I'm just going to put some random, place these randomly up through the front of my card. All right. And 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put 5 of them on there. Oh, if I can get this one picked up. And I'm just using the white. You can use whichever color you want. I just lost it. It happens, you know. All right, we're just going to put that right there. Okay, so that is our first card. All right, let's bring in our envelope number 2. Now, our envelope number 2 actually goes with 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to grab those out at one time. So you have 2, 3, and 4. Notice that your 3 and 4 here don't have any of that designer series paper, because I'm going to show you how to cut that. So again, I've got 3 pieces in here. All right, pick the side that you like best. I'm going to show you what the cards look like so that you can see. And our finished cards look like this. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to show you how to cut that. There's no measuring with that. So it's just quick and easy, just cutting up your paper and using it. All right. I've done all this die cutting for you. All you need to do is your stamping, and all those pieces are in each of the envelopes. So let's go ahead and get this going. So the first thing that we want to do is cut the 3 pieces, because these are 4 by 6. We want them cut to be 4 by 5 1/4. So decide the colors that you like best with this. Maybe you like these 3. Totally up to you on what you use. These are the 3 that I decided to use. I'm just going to stack them together, slide them in my trimmer to 5 1/4. I'm going to hold it down, and I can cut all 3 with this trimmer at one time. All right, there we go. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this at an angle, and I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to cut at the points of my cardstock there. I want to do it just a little different. And the first one I'm going to do, all right, the first one I'm going to do, and these cards will turn out different every single time that you do them based on how you cut this. All right, actually I am going to line up one of my corners here. So I'm going to go ahead and line it up with this bottom corner. Right. So by that, I'm putting the point even with the groove of my trimmer, just like that. I'm just going to hold it in place like that, and then I'm going to trim it. Right, and I'm just going to move this right to my side. All right, so I'm going to just keep it right there. Next, I'm going to go ahead and turn this one and trim it with this corner in my groove. You can go off a little bit. It's totally up to you. And again, I'm not measuring. I am just putting it in. All right, so now I've got that, and this. So like I said, every time it turns out just a little different. On my original card here, I had a little bit more on this bottom. It doesn't matter. They're all going to turn out beautiful regardless. Okay, so now we're going to shuffle our designer series paper around. So decide what piece you want to start with. I'm just going to go ahead and start with my top piece here. So I'm going to slide these down. I'm going to do 1. And then for my next piece here is going to be my bottom right. I'm going to take this top one and put it underneath. And now I've got 2. All right. So with those 2 there. And now this third triangle, I'm going to go 1, 2, and this is the piece I'm going to use. All right. So now when I do it, I'm just going to put these other pieces and just kind of alternate them around so you have one of each of the colors in your design. All right, just like that. Now we're going to pull in our 3 envelopes here. So 1, 2, 3, we're going to pull in our white card bases from each of these. And again, it doesn't matter which order you go in. So I've got 1, 2, 3. All right. I'm going to actually just take these, stack them up, and I like to pinch them so that they're all folded. All right. And then we're just going to start adhering these pieces to our card front. So what I like to do first is, so get this nice and flat here. I like to put it on my cardstock before I actually glue it down so I can kind of get it lined up a little bit better. Each of those pieces should meet. Okay, just like that. And then I start with one of the pieces. So I'm going to start with this one right here. I like to use my liquid adhesive at this point. I find it a little easier. I'm going to slide this over. What are you doing? Sorry. Sorry, I had to pause for a moment. My dog decided to just start ripping something apart while I was doing the video. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take this corner, and I'm going to get my corners here. I'm just going to put a little bit of dot of glue in there. And then I'm going to run it along the sides. I like to make sure I'm getting close to the side, but I don't want my glue to be real heavy. All right, and then I'm going to just hold those pieces kind of in place. Just like that. And then once I have my first piece there, then I know I can line up my other pieces. I'll show you another trick to do this as well. I'm just going to put my adhesive here around the edges, a little bit in the middle. And if you're worried about lining things up or you're having a hard time, I'm going to show you a little trick. It does require some Scotch tape. So if you have some Scotch tape, go grab it. And all right. And then all your pieces should meet. And we'll let that kind of dry. All right, now I'm going to show you my little Scotch tape trick here. I just have to grab my Scotch tape. All right. So we have our next three pieces like this, right? All I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip them all over to the wrong side. All right, so I have them together like this. I'm going to push them all together so that they're all laying nice and flat. It's making that 5 1/4 by 4. All right, once I have them all lined up, sorry, my hand has glue on it, so it's sticking right now. All right, so I have it all lined up. I can take a piece of Scotch tape and put it down. Okay. Put it down. Right, and get it nice and flat. Then you can go ahead and take your glue and just do your gluing here, just like that. Don't get it on your tabletop. Right. Then you can just pick this up, bring in your card base, and lay it on there. Now, the trick with the liquid glue is you have a little bit of wiggle room, so you can move that around on your card front, and there you go. All right, just like that. All right, let's get our last one done here. And this time I'm not going to use my glue. I'm just going to go ahead and keep using I'm not going to use the tape. I'm just going to keep using my glue here. So let's get these laid down. All right, just like that. I'm going to take one of my pieces right here. Oh, that's kind of a pretty piece too, but I would have had to switch everything around. But yeah, take a look at your paper, decide what 3 that you would like to use. Move those back right in place here and slide this one right in. Okay. All right, now that I have that one down, I can get my other pieces down, and then we'll go ahead and start with our first one. So in the tutorial, I don't really give you the measurements to cut this because you're just cutting your paper. There's no real right or wrong to your measurements. It's a great way to use some scrap paper. If you are a quilter, this is a very fun card to make. A lot of my customers who are quilters like to do these sort of cards just because they can use up their stash, and it's almost like card quilting. All right, so now let's grab our 3 envelopes here. So in our number 2 envelope, I have a strip of white. I have a die cut circle, basic white, and a die cut circle in Shy Shamrock. So this is the card that we're actually going to be doing first. Is that what? No, sorry, I lied. It's this one because we have the strip here. Okay, so this is the one that we'll be doing. So I'm going to slide these up. I'm going to grab another block here, and I'm going to grab the For You and Friend sentiment for my stamp set. So here's my For You. Oh, that's thank you. Hold on. You can switch this up. The other cards I put a different sentiment on. And then I'm going to take Friend. I like to drop that on my tabletop and then pick it up. I find I have it on my block straighter then. All right. So we've got our Shy Shamrock. Now, if you don't have Shy Shamrock, go ahead and use a different color. And I'm just going to stamp Friend over here. I'm going to leave a little bit off to my right. I gave you a long enough strip, so just in case you made a boo-boo, you would have extra. All right, I'm going to just take my snips here, and I'm just going to trim it down right here. All right, then I'm going to take my circle, and this time we're going to stamp our For You right in the center of our circle, just like that. And you can make all the sound effects that you'd like. We're going to grab in our dimensionals again, and we're going to adhere this to the front of our card. So just need to get my dimensionals open here. I don't know what happened to the other pack I had opened. I have so many packs of dimensionals open, it's ridiculous. I misplace them constantly. All right. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of my Shy Shamrock here. I'm not going to take the stickies off yet because I do want to put this on the front. I'm just going to put some seal on there. Put that right in the center of my circle. I'm going to put, oh my goodness. I'm going to have to take a break between the next class because my hands are really sticky. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to put my Friend right here, kind of in the center, and then I'll have this go right over the top, just like that. All right, now if you want, go ahead and add your neutral matte dots. You can add those, or you can add, excuse me, any sort of embellishment that you have. So let's go ahead and just add a couple here. I'm going to add, on this one, we're going to put some white ones. And I'll put another one right up here. All right, just like that. Okay, that's card 2. Okay, card 3. So I'm going to just put them back in my envelope as I go here. So that's card 2. Now you can stamp your envelope and the inside of your card with whatever sentiment you want, or you can just leave it blank to write later. And in card 2 here, I had the same 2 circles, my Shy Shamrock and my, oh my gosh, I'm losing my words today, Basic White. Now I have a little bit of the dye stuff still in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and run that through. If you have some, you can use not a super sticky lint brush, but a lint brush to pull that out. So I'm just using my lint brush here to pick up those little pieces. All right. We're going to stamp our sentiment on this one, and this one is going to be our thank you card. So grab thank you. Let's go ahead and clean these stamps. I didn't clean them yet. Sorry, my cleaner was across the room. Okay. All right, let's grab thank you. Where's the stamp set? I just misplaced it. I just had it here. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause the video for a moment because I misplaced my stamp set. Actually, I didn't misplace it. It snuck underneath my dimensionals, so I couldn't find it. All right, so I've got thank you. Just stamp that right in the center of our circle. Adhere that right to our Shy Shamrock. Just like that. Then we're going to bring in our ribbon again. All right. And this time I am going to just put adhesive on the back of my circle. All right, so I have it this way, and I want to kind of wrap this behind here. So I'm going to just go here. I just want to put it at an angle a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to put a couple little loops there. And another one right up here. Okay, just like that. We're going to trim this down. We're going to take our dimensionals again, and we're going to put that right on my card front. Now, I have some adhesive right there, so I'm going to put my dimensional right over there so it doesn't stick to the card and kind of bring that circle down. Yeah, we'll just go with those. And I apologize, my dog is doing something in the background, so if you hear him, I'm sorry. And we're just going to put that right on the front of our card. All right, so that is card, what was that, card 3? So I'll put that in my envelope. All right, now card 4, we're going to take out our pieces here, and this time we have 2 shy shamrock circles and our little white. Again, if you have these little things in there, just poke them out. You can use a pokey end of your tool. The brush kind of does work pretty well. When I create the classes, I'm cutting so many die cuts that I don't necessarily always take the moment to roll that out for you. My apologies, but if I did that, it would take me like 5 times as long to get classes ready. So yeah, you just gotta poke them out. Now, the dies that I use to make these is a Spotlight on Nature. And that's all, like I said, listed in your tutorial. I'm going to overlap my 2 circles just like that. It's going to be a pretty simple card. We're just going to go ahead and add that on. Just like that. We're going to take our stamp this time, and this time we're going to use, oh, I used thank you on that one before. This will we'll make another thank you. This is my original card. You can never have too many thank yous, right? So I'm just going to stamp thank you. I love this particular class because I like having a good set of sentiments, and it only uses 1 ink pad. You don't have to have a lot of supplies to do this class. All right, so that is our card 4. And now we're moving along to our card 5. So I'll put these back in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, excuse me. Here's my 1 card, and here is my last card. This one's a little bit more stuffed up. So on this one, we're going to go ahead and pull out our supplies here, and we have Lemon Lolly. We have another piece of our designer series paper. We have a piece of embossed Lemon Lolly, so that's a little fun for you. A little texture to your card. Let's go ahead and fold that one in half. We're going to go ahead and add our, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. We're going to go ahead with some liquid glue, add our embossed piece to our card base. Just like that. All right. And the other piece I didn't pull out of my envelope. Where'd it go? Where's my envelope? Here it is. I have a piece of basic white for the inside of my card. Or you could actually write or stamp right on the inside. Because it is a very light color, you don't necessarily have to have one. But I'm going to go ahead and put one in there. I'm going to leave it blank for now. Just because I'm not sure what I'm going to write in there. There we go. Okay. Now, We've got a couple other pieces here. We've got this piece of Shy Shamrock. What we'll need to do is cut down our designer series paper to fit on our Shy Shamrock. So I'm going to take this 4x6 piece of paper. I'm just going to cut it in half so it will be 3x4. You'll have that extra piece to use for something else. You could add it to the inside of your card if you wanted. You could put it right on the inside and then just put another little piece of white there. Totally up to you on what you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and take this now and just adhere this right to that Shy Shamrock cardstock. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to go ahead and pop it up in dimensionals. My original card, I didn't do that, but I feel like it just needs that little something extra. So we're going to go ahead and pop this up. Now I'm not going to peel off my backings yet because again, I'm going to pull in that same little punch I used earlier. And we're going to punch a hole right over here because I'm going to put my my little ribbon in there. So I'm just going to punch it right here. All right. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to take my circle and my 1-inch piece of basic white cardstock that I have. I'm going to stamp a sentiment on both of these pieces, and I'm going to stamp "So Lucky to Know You." Just go on the back here. "So Lucky to Know You" with my Shy Shamrock. I'm going to stamp it up towards the top. Clean my stamp here because I got ink all over my block. Let's just get all these other ones clean. Just make sure I cleaned them. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab the sentiment that says "You're the best." So go ahead and put it right there. Pick it up. Take our 1-inch piece of paper here and just stamp it right on there. Now, here's a trick. This piece is a little bit bigger, wider than our sentiment. If you didn't stamp it just quite straight, go ahead and trim it down. Okay. I am going to trim it down because I feel like I want that to be a little more narrow. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to trim it slightly down on both sides here. All right, I'm going to take this, pop it up in dimensionals. I'm going to put my dimensionals like right in the middle because I want to make sure it's on my circle, so I don't want to go too far over. All right. So now "You're the best." All right, and now I'm going to put that right on my little tag here. Use my liquid glue. You can use your seal. I'm going to put it at an angle. Now the next thing I do is want to bring in a little bit more of my ribbon. You will have a little bit left over, so feel free to use it on whatever other card. So I'm just going to take this like that. I'm just taking a small little piece and I'm just going to thread that through just like that. Okay, to hold it in place, I am going to be sneaky and I'm going to place a glue dot there. So I'm going to take a pick tool and pick up my glue dot. I'm going to put it right there. And now when I fold this up, that glue dot's going to hold it in place, right? I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the back. So that my ribbon's not flopping all over the place. Oh, where'd it go? It's there. All right. There we go. Simply like that. And if I need to, I can trim down my ribbon a little more. Okay. Let's move this all off to the side. We're going to take that now, peel off those dimensionals. And put this right on our card front. Okay, so that is our 5th and final card for our Tags of Thanks class. I'm going to move this out of the way. We'll bring the cards in again so you can see them. Again, this class is available until March 18th. And it does come with a stamp set. That's why you're only getting the 5 cards. Normally, my class like this would probably more be a little bit more, just because of the fact I would do it in person and have some extra things for you. But it's including the stamp set. So you're getting a really good value and 5 cards, free tutorial. You'll have a little bit of stuff left over, so you'll be able to play some more. And I'm just looking for the cards here. All right, so we've got, so that was our first card, our second card, third card, and our fourth card. I'll move this all out of the way so you can see these a little better. So 1, well, I don't have an order now, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here are our 5 cards for today's class. Thank you, and I'll see you a little bit later. We'll be doing our Resourceful Rusty class next. Hopefully I'll find my words by then. Thanks for joining me today.